Hi. So, the weather is changing and it is having an effect. Obviously, you can see like I'm actually okay, but I'm starting to feel the difference now. The weather is getting colder and wetter, windier. It's a bit cool, to be fair. Anyone in sort of the Kent area will know that the weather over the weekend was pretty dismal. So all you guys all in different places around the world, I hope you've got lovely sunshine, because we don't. But if you'd like to send some our way, us fibro sufferers would really appreciate it. So today, I've had messages from a few people on my Fibro Rant page, Facebook page. And it's all in question to pain management. I done Tough Mudder recently. If anyone who doesn't know what that is, I ran, not all in one go, because that would be a lot. But for 4.5 hours, I was running through mud and doing 27 different assault course things. So that was pretty fun. It was tough, and I had to prep myself to be able to do this, because had I not done that, there's no way I would have been able to achieve it. But that is how people came to question, how do I do my pain management? Well, the most important thing that I need to say now, before I go any further, before anyone turns anything off, pain management is not about physical training. Every one of us is different. And as I explained on my Fibro Rant Facebook page, is that we can all achieve different things. We are all different ages, different shapes, sizes. Physical abilities are very, very different. But what we need to remember is that an achievement isn't just a physical achievement to us. So fibro sufferers and any other chronic pain sufferers will know that it's very hard some days, and most days for some, to do physical activities. So what I like to remind people, that whether it is sitting there doing a puzzle, doing a bit of gardening, which is one of my ladies done, she didn't think it was much, but I said to her, the fact that she actually got up, and even though she was in pain, she went outside in the garden and done just a little bit. She didn't do long because it started to hurt. But like I said, that's pain management, because she turned around and said, okay, look, I stopped for today, but I'll do some more tomorrow. And that is what we need to remember. It doesn't matter whether we are running a race, doing assault courses, going for a walk. There was somebody else contacted that they had, tried running again. And it is just the fact, pain management is managing our bodies, our pain. It's knowing and learning our individual pain. For the short and long of my story is 7 years ago now this year, I would not be sitting here like this. I was the complete opposite. I was extremely low. I was in chronic pain all the time. I didn't know why. 4 days out of the week, I would spend in bed, sleeping or crying. And then last year, 6 years on, I ended up running a 10K, and I raised £500 for FMA UK. That was my goal, was to help FMA UK and to raise awareness, as much awareness as my story could possibly go. So, between 6 years at the beginning, I was on crutches and a walking stick. I had a walking stick the week before my 30th birthday. And then, like I say, last year, I started running again. And then by the end of last year, I done my achievement. That was my personal achievement. I'm not saying that everybody can go and manage their pain and train their pain to be able to go and run a 10K, because that's not right. That's not what all of us are able to do. or want to do even, because that's another thing. You can't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. You have to want to achieve to be able to achieve it. My pain management over the years, because it was a long haul. I mean, I was 2 years on crutches, walking stick and bedbound before I even had the courage and strength and hope, I guess, to be able to get out, get up and out and be able to start learning me. For example, the things that hurt me the most at the beginning was walking. So my goal was to walk all the time without my crutches or my walking stick. So I started training myself so I would become less reliant on my crutches and become more reliant on my walking stick, because I went from 2 to 1. I then started gaining the courage to have my walking stick in my handbag and see how far I could go. Now, even now, my maximum permanent walking period is about 45 minutes to an hour. So Tough Mudder was a massive thing for me. That was huge. But even so, after that, my limit is still an hour before I then have to sit down and have a rest and recuperate before I can then go further and do it again. Pain management is the same as any type of management. Management is management, and that is management of you, your body, and what you're capable of. On my Facebook page, I encourage others. So even though I shared my story and my achievement this year, I only decided that I was going to do one big achievement each year. I was, I'd be silly if I was to do anything physical more than once. That's my own personal goal. So I do want to achieve something physical again next year, but that will include me continuing my management. So my physical management, I don't go to the gym, I don't do any diets. I probably should take vitamins, but I don't. The only meds that I take is my pregabalin now, my tramadol. I try to steer away from as much as I possibly can, because that makes me ill in itself. I have side effects to that, so that doesn't help. I have a rowing machine, which I bought, which I go on twice a week. It's took me 5 months to be able to go from 10 minutes to 12 minutes. So that some of you may be like, whoa, that's loads. And others may be thinking like, really? That's a long time. But the thing is that 10 minutes on my rowing machine at my pace is enough for me. And I only increased it to be able to push my body a little bit more so that I was able to achieve Tough Mudder. If I hadn't tried going past what I was comfortable at, I wouldn't have known if I could actually physically do more. The only other thing I do is I use an app on my phone, same again, twice a week. And that does a variety of exercises, full body exercises, to things like stretches on the floor, jumping jacks, some might know them as star jumps, pretending to skip without a rope, things like that. And that helps me. That's good. The other reason I do this also, I just want to point out with the physical activities, is, again, that's my goal. I want to strengthen my body naturally, because I know there's times, like winter's coming. Yeah, that is me trying to strengthen myself so that when I have my bad days, I know my body is just that little bit stronger, so that it's easier for me to deal with them hard days. Them hard days are still going to be hard, but at least I know I have done the best I can to just exercise my arms, my legs, my core, just so that I know when I am at my weakest, I'm still a little bit stronger than when I was at my weakest last year. if that makes sense. But for some, I mean, pain management, again, may be that walking to the shop is a little bit much for them. So carrying bags and stuff. I mean, so I know for some people it's a little bit of pride. I know it was for me, myself, but I did when I was suffering, and I still have it now. I have a trolley dolly. So my little trolley, it's just a plain black one. You can get all funky colours and you can get them pretty much anywhere. But that is my pain management. So instead of when I have bad pain, I have bad hands, instead of it fully stopping me from going to the shops because I know I won't be able to carry the bags, I have my trolley dolly. So that I'm still able to go to the shops and I'm still able to make myself do that trip. But at the same time, I am managing my pain. I don't want to make it any worse. So I manage it by taking aid. It's help. And sometimes that's all we need, is just to make our lives a little easier so that we don't have to fully stop. We don't have to completely hide away within four walls, which I think a lot of us are guilty of at some point. It's so easy to become a hermit when you suffer with things like this. And that in itself does us no favours, because that makes us depressed, that makes us emotional, lonely, we feel shut away, singled out. And it's important that we remember it's not down to everyone else to make us feel better. And that's not meant to be in a rude way. As in, it is down to us, because people aren't psychic. They don't know what's going on. So when we do shut ourselves away indoors, it's important that we either open up to others to assist us, even if it is saying, look, it's my shopping day today, I would like to go to the shop, I can't do it on my own because my pain, so I'm going to manage my pain, and I would like to ask for a lift to the shop so that I can still do my daily routine. I'm not going to give it up, but I am managing my pain by saying, hey, I need a little bit of help. So pain management is a wide thing. It's not just exercise. It's not just strengthening. It's not just medical, as in pills and painkillers. It's lots of things, all tied into one. For those of you that want to start being active, but you don't know how, I mean, it is scary. It's very scary to do physical things, especially when you know you're in a lot of pain, and especially if you know that those things could cause you pain. Because, I mean, really, who does things when you haven't got an illness? Who does things that is going to cause you pain? You wouldn't do it naturally. That's where our fear sets in. But we must know that we can't let fear overcome us in that sense. So my advice on the physical side of things, I said to a lady the other day, not jump in at the deep end. So if you naturally don't normally go for walks, start off very simple. Just go around your block or walk to a clothes shop. If you've got shops nearby, walk to a clothes shop and do that. Make that a routine. So like twice a week you do that walk. But it's very important to remember how you feel after that walk and to monitor how long it takes you to recover from that. So the best thing that I would advise is to not increase that. So you stick to your walk to the shop and back, and you do that for as many weeks as you need to, until one day you come back from the shop and you're like, wow, I've actually got no comeback to this. So, or I've got very little that it's there. I know it's there, but it doesn't really bother me. It's then, and only then, I would advise to then make that walk a little bit longer. Whether that means you take the long way and you don't use the shortcuts, or you walk to the next shop. And then again, see how your body reacts to that. It may seem really simple to some, but to others it can seem very scary. It's also for those of us, like a lady the other day, she was finding it very hard to adjust to suddenly not being able to do these things as naturally without any pain repercussion. And that also is frustrating. It's upsetting. We feel like we've let ourselves down, and it's not that at all. It's just use that as your goal if that is where you want to be, but don't rush it, because the more you rush things and try to force something that isn't naturally happening, you can make it worse, and then it'll take you even longer to get there. I done that at the beginning. I tried, leaping before I could walk. And it took me a while to have to realise, I'm going to have to take baby steps. And it hurt my pride. I'll be the first one to admit that. But now I understand and I can see what I can achieve. But if I just take it slow and I don't push myself and I monitor how I feel after I've done these things, and like I say, how long it takes me to recover. But it's possible. It is possible. And we must remember every little thing we achieve. Some may say, oh, it's not much, but I done this today. But by you saying what you have achieved might just inspire one more person to go, well, do you know what? If they can do it, I'd like to give that a go. That's why I do what I do. If I can just inspire one person to just say, I really miss knitting. I really miss going to bingo. I really miss running. I really miss going to the shop on my own. If I can just make one person sort of think, I miss that and I want it back, then that's what I've achieved. That's my achievement, and that's the only reason I do what I do. I think it's very important to inspire others that go through what we go through, emotionally, physically and mentally, whether you suffer from fibro, mental health, anxiety, any physical pain really, especially chronic pain. Arthritis is another one. We have people on here that suffer with arthritis, and everyone feels just the same. At some point we all feel the same as one another, but it may not be at the same time, but we do. So at some point when we show what we're going through and we give just that bit of encouragement and hope and laugh, it's important to laugh along the way, because that does make us feel better. And sometimes when we're feeling really good, we tend to deal with pain more and in a better sense emotionally than we would do if we was having a really down day shutting doors on our own. Some of those days they can really knock us off our feet, but if you're in a better place mentally, you find more strength to be able to sort of stick your fingers up and say, do you know what, illness, go do one, because I'm doing this today. So I hope that my little rant, my fumble of words, helps somebody out there. And I hope I've explained just a little bit about how I deal with my pain management, what I think about it, my different views on it. I hope that explains all the questions that have been asked at the moment a bit better than what I can write in a message without writing, 10 essays all at once. So for now, keep warm, please, everyone. I mean, it's like I say, today I really noticed my joints were feeling it, and the cold shudders are starting to feel like pins and needles, and not pins and needles in an hour. I've got pins and needles, but actual pins and needles in my arms, in your skin. That's how goosebumps feel to me today. So yeah, but I'll do another one on the cold. And maybe I'll ask for some feedback next time. I get it on my Facebook page, but I'll start asking about it on here as well and see what comes up, because it's nice to be able to share different views and opinions and ways of dealing with these things, because some of us may try things that others have not, and vice versa. It's always good to share. So stay warm. See you soon. Laters. Bye.